What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yes, I am MLB Chatterbox, aka Christian Corey, and you see the title and the thumbnail in today's video. There's a lot of news. A lot of news coming out of MLB today. Mostly bad, I guess you would say, but news nonetheless. There is news coming out of MLB, and that's what we're talking about today. All the news that has come out of the MLB the past 24 to 48 hours. So let's get right into it. First up on the list is, if you haven't seen it, there has been 2 games that have been canceled or postponed. I believe it's been postponed. 2 games have been postponed for today, Monday, and that is the Yankees at the Phillies and Baltimore Orioles at the Miami Marlins. So you got two games canceled or postponed, whatever, for today. And you know what? This is why. If you haven't seen the story, I'll tell you why. So there's been a flu bug going around the Miami Marlins clubhouse, whether that's the flu bug, the coronavirus bug, strep throat, whatever it is, I don't know. Something's going on with that Marlins clubhouse, and a lot of players are, I wouldn't say getting sick, I would say feeling under the weather. Now I believe there's been a couple players, maybe 1 or 2, have tested positive for corona on the Marlins, but there have been a lot of players under the weather on that Marlins club. However, the MLB, regardless of what illness they have, it's still a concern. So the MLB has taken this action today. I'll pop it up on the screen. 2 games have been canceled. Like I said, it is the Phillies at the Yankees and the Orioles at the Marlins. And why would you think to yourself, why are the Yankees game canceled? Why is the Philly games canceled? Well, the reason why the Yankees and the Phillies are canceled is because, the Yankees are going to Philadelphia to play a game, to play the series. The only problem is that Miami was just in Philadelphia, and, they won 2 out of the 3 there. But the MLB does not want to have the risk of the spread of whatever's going on in that clubhouse to spread to the Yankees clubhouse when they come into Philadelphia. So that is why the Yankees and the Phillies game is canceled for today, or postponed. So I feel that this is a good move for the MLB. That, they say, okay, Yankees and the Phillies game is canceled or postponed, and so is the Orioles and the Marlins. Now, when it comes to the Orioles and the Marlins, I'll first talk about that. So, the Marlins, a report came out, yesterday after the game that, they weren't feeling good. The Marlins, they weren't feeling real good, even though they won 2 games. There were a lot of players on that club that wasn't feeling good. So, they decided, as a team, for precaution, they would stay in Philadelphia for another day. Instead of flying down to Miami to go play the Orioles when they should have flew out right after the game, they're going to stay in Philadelphia for a day. So that is a good idea. Now, the Orioles were in Boston playing the Red Sox, and they were going to go down to Miami to play the Marlins in a 2-game set, I do believe. It was a 2-game set in Miami. But that is not going to happen because a lot of players on the Marlins have been under the weather, so they're going to stay in Philadelphia for at least a day. Now, I feel I have a solution when it comes to the Yankees and the Phillies game and the Orioles and the Marlins game. So, this is what I would do, and this is my solution for the MLB when it comes to the Orioles and the Marlins / Yankees and Phillies dilemma. This is what I would do. I would have the Marlins stay in Philadelphia for a day, which is today, which is Monday, okay? Then, instead of having them fly to Miami to play the first 2 games, I'd have them fly to Baltimore tonight. So Monday night and Tuesday, I'd have them fly to Baltimore, and I'd have the Orioles fly to Baltimore as well instead of flying to Miami. I have both teams fly to Baltimore, okay? And then I'd have the Marlins and the Orioles play a doubleheader on Tuesday, a day-night doubleheader, back-to-back, and I'd have the Marlins act as a home team for both of those games. So, because it doesn't matter, you know, what they act as. It doesn't matter if they're the home or away team. There's no fans there anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I would have the Marlins act as the home team for the first 2 games in Baltimore, and then the next 2 games, they're back to being the visitors. Then when it comes to the last 2 games, I would just have them play those 2 games as scheduled on Wednesday and Thursday. That's what I would do. Okay? And then also, when it comes to the clubhouses, you know, maybe concerns of them switching clubhouses, I would just have, you know, the Orioles stay in the visitors' clubhouse for both games. For both games, when they're the away team and the home team in Baltimore, they stay in the visitors' clubhouse. They don't have to change clubhouses. All they have to do is change when they bat. So when they're home, as usual, they bat last. When they act as the away team, they bat first. But they play all the games in Baltimore. The reason why is because, you know, a flight from Philadelphia to Miami is really long versus Philadelphia to Baltimore. Same thing with Boston. A flight from Boston to Miami is extremely long versus Boston to Baltimore, which is shorter. The reason why is because a flight from Philadelphia to Miami versus a flight from Philadelphia to Baltimore is shorter, and if they're on the plane for a shorter period of time, then I think that will minimize the spread of the coronavirus dramatically. Same thing with the Orioles. A flight from Boston to Miami versus from Boston to Baltimore is shorter, and that will minimize the spread of the coronavirus if they have it in their club too. So that's what I would do if I was the MLB when it comes to the Orioles and the Marlins situation. Now when it comes to the Yankees and the Phillies situation, I would do the same thing. The only difference is I'd have them cancel tonight's game, which is Monday, have the Yankees and the Phillies play a doubleheader, day-night doubleheader on Tuesday, and then have them finish out the series on Wednesday. So yeah, that would be my suggestion for the Orioles and Marlins / Yankees and Phillies schedule dilemma. That's what I would do if I was the MLB. That is the most logical and the most safest idea and scenario you can give them for the situation. I really do believe that. Because it's not going to matter when it comes to fans. No one's going to be there anyways. There's no such thing as home field advantage here in 2020, so it does not matter. You know, yeah, it's going to suck. They're not going to be open up in Miami, but who cares? You know, no one's going to be at the Marlins game. They wouldn't be there anyways if they did have fans, so it wouldn't matter. I'm sorry, it just wouldn't matter. That's what I would do. Most logical and the most safest and efficient solution you can have for the situation, in my opinion. Now, if you guys think you got a better idea than me, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think they should do in this situation. So yeah, that's topic number 1. Topic number 2 today is the Justin Verlander injury situation. Now, we're going to get into that right now. So, if you haven't seen late last night, you know, there was a report that came out that Verlander has been out for the season. Out for the whole season. Now, when I saw this, I'm thinking, what? No way. First, they reported an elbow injury. Okay, elbow injury. What do you think when you have a pitch and elbow injury? Tommy John, out for the season. That makes sense. Okay? First, it was elbow injury. Then it came to forearm injury. And then I saw that. I'm thinking, okay, forearm injury. Not bad. Not as bad as the elbow, at least. At least it won't have Tommy John. And it was actually a forearm strain was the official title of that injury. It was a forearm strain. So, forearm strain. Not as bad as the elbow. You know, I'm not thinking he's going to be out for the whole season. But, again, still, they said out for the whole season, even when it came to the forearm. And I'll pop the article up there. So I'm thinking, wow, that's weird. Forearm strain a whole year? Wow, that's okay. I guess, okay. I'm not a doctor, so there you go. I guess he's out for the whole year. You know, that sucks for Houston. But that wasn't the case. That was total, you know, just crap. You know, it was total crap. That report was all just total
fake news.
So, you know, it was fake news. That's what it was. It was fake news, okay? That report was fake. Verlander came out, I'll have the article up here too. ESPN, you know, he said that that report was fake. It was false, not true, did not happen. He's not going to be out for the year. You know, he disagreed with a doctor on that. You know, maybe it was just his own personal disagreement that he does not believe he'll be out for the whole year with a forearm strain. Now, if it was the elbow and you didn't think that, then just thinking that he's just being stubborn. If he did in fact hurt his elbow and he didn't believe he'd be out for the season. Now, the reason why I say that is because elbow usually refers to Tommy John surgery, and Tommy John, you're out for the year. You know, just unequivocally, you're out. Okay, you're just done. So it doesn't matter. When it comes to elbow, you're gone for the year. I don't care who you are. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care, what kind of endurance you got. You're out for the year. I don't care. So, but when the forearm happened, I'm thinking, okay, not that bad. So did Verlander. You're thinking, I'm not going to be out for the whole year. And now it became from whole year to 3 to 4 weeks. Now, this is a problem I got with that. The reporting here is terrible. It's like the worst reporting I've ever seen. I don't know if this was a reporter that Verlander kicked out a couple years ago, the clubhouse from Detroit, that reporter. But whoever this guy is, I mean, they're just terrible. Whoever this person is just sucks at reporting and is just total a fake themselves. Because you go report that a guy first has an elbow injury, then you go report that it's not an elbow injury, but then you say it's a forearm injury or a forearm strain, but he's still out for the season. Then Verlander says, no, I'm not out for the season. I'm out to 3 to 4 weeks. Now, if I was personally, I would take Verlander's word for it, not the reporter, because there have been so many false reportings lately when it comes to MLB, so much fake news out there in the reportings. Even the fact that, I saw, 3 teams have been postponed. The Twins have been postponed. Their game has been postponed. I didn't see anything of that. When did that pop up? The Twins got postponed because of coronavirus. That never happened. It's fake news. To me, this reporting is terrible. Now, regardless of what actually happened, what the actual scenario is, with Verlander, whether it's the forearm, or it's the elbow, or it's, he's out for a month, he's out for a year, he's out for 2 to 3 weeks, he's out for a day. It's bad news for the Astros, any way you spin it. It's bad news for the Astros. Because when you play a 60-game season, a guy can be out for a day, and that's just bad. A guy can be out, for a week, and it's just terrible. Because if Verlander's out for a week and they don't got anybody else in that rotation that's, they're a horse other than McCullers, and he's coming back from Tommy John. To me, he's 50-50. When anybody comes back from Tommy John, he still has a big concern on him, big question mark over his head on how he's going to perform. When you got that scenario, and Verlander's out for 2 to 3 weeks, that's a long time. 2 to 3 weeks in 2020 is like 5 to 6 weeks in the regular season. 2 to 3 weeks is terrible. Is bad news for the Astros. Now, in my video where I made predictions, I didn't think the Astros were going to be that good. I got them 4th. If you saw that video, I got the Astros 4th. Now they might even be last. I don't think they can be worse than the Mariners, but they could be if Verlander's out. I don't know, but if he's out for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and let's say in that span, okay, let's say take it best case scenario, he's out for 2 weeks. 2 weeks he comes back. Let's say in 2 weeks, there's 7 days in a week, and let's say they'll play 5 games in a week, okay? 5 games a week. So they play 10 games, okay? He's out for 2 weeks, and that 2 weeks they play 10 games, okay? And he'll miss 2 starts, okay? He'll miss 2 to 3 starts. So if you take that, right, he's out for 2 to 3 weeks, he's out for 2 weeks, and the Astros, play without him for 2 weeks, and let's say in that 2 weeks they play 10 games. Let's say they go 2-8. They go 2-8. That would suck. They'd be, 5 to 4 games out. The A's would be swinging their way to the to the top of the division. The Halos would be figuring it out. The Rangers would be sitting pretty in third, and they'd be 4.5 games out. The Astros, that would be a bad scenario. Like I said, I wasn't confident with them this year, but now that Verlander's out, the little confidence that I did have, it just vanished. The little confidence I did have in the Astros for the 2020 season. So with Verlander being out, big news for the Astros, bad news any way you spin it. 2 weeks, 3 weeks is going to be bad when you play a 60-game season. When somebody's out for more than 3 days or 4 days, it's bad. I don't care who you are, position player, pitcher, reliever, closer, even manager, it's bad. So when you're out for that long in a 60-game season, and that's your horse, that's your ace, that's your go-to guy, that's your Nolan Ryan, okay, that is bad. And when you ain't got no Garrett Cole to back you up, that's even worse. Okay, this rotation is not that great anymore. It was with Cole and Verlander. Now it's kind of regressed. Now it's even going to suck because he's gone. So yeah, that's what happened with the Astros. These past 48 hours. That's my opinion on the, on the 2 cancellation games, the Orioles and the Marlins, and the Yankees and the Phillies. That's my take on the Verlander injury situation. That reporter was total crap, total fake news, in my opinion. Whoever reported that should be ashamed of themselves. I don't care if you got it wrong. You can't get that wrong. So yeah, guys, if you have a better solution than I do, if you think your idea is better than mine, leave a comment in today's video. Let me know what you think of my solutions. What do you have? What are your solutions for this predicament that MLB is in currently? Also, leave a like on the video if you like today's video. I appreciate the support. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm at 150 subscribers. I'd appreciate the support. And yeah, guys, like always, I'll catch you later.